Alright, so today's story time is just an all around ridiculous one. We're gonna jump right into this, honestly, because there's just really no way to intro this. Now, this story time takes place, well, I guess let's start back from the beginning, okay? When I was a little kid, alright, when Luna was in preschool, baby Luna was in preschool with all of his preschool friends, he had a preschool teacher. Let's just call her Mrs. Anderson, okay? Mrs. Anderson was very awesome. She was a great preschool teacher, from what I remember. She was very nice to me. She always used to say that I was a stylish kid. I mean, fair enough. I mean, your boy used to come into preschool every day wearing suede suits and tuxedos. Yeah, can't say that I was the flyest one there, but I kind of was the flyest one there, okay? Like, no one was touching me when it came to style. I'm just kidding. Honestly, if I looked back at it, I probably looked like Pee Wee Herman as a child, so I probably didn't look that good, but she thinks I did, so that's nice of her. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Mrs. Anderson was a cool teacher back then. Fast forward to my high school days. 10th grade is when this takes place. I had this friend, let's call her Nicole. Now, Nicole had a mom that worked at a preschool. She used to talk about her. She'd say, oh yeah, my mom has work today. I'm like, oh, where's she work? Preschool. I'm like, which one? And then she said, my preschool that I used to go to. And I was like, wait, what's her last name? Because I never even knew Nicole's last name. And she was like, Anderson. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Like, that's my old preschool teacher. I can't believe she still works there. She was awesome. And she's like, oh, cool, small world. Yeah, whatever. Fast forward, Nicole threw a party 2 months later, all right, at her mom's house while her mom was spending the night at her boyfriend's house. And this wasn't like a small get-together or a small party between, like 5 and 15 people. There was like 50 to 60 people in this house, and it was a pretty small little house, so like it was packed. Now, I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, Miss Anderson would not like this if she came home and saw all these people in her living room drinking and smoking weed and stuff, like, in the house. She probably wouldn't like that. But then I thought about it and I was like, no, like in preschool, she was so nice to me, like, she would never get mad. But then I also thought about it again and I was like, wait, that was in preschool. I was a kid. Adults tend to have more leniency towards children than they do, old children or children that are about to be adults. So, like, yeah, I didn't really know what I was thinking. Anyway, fast forward like an hour into this party, even more people were showing up. People were in the backyard being loud, playing music. And of course, the neighbors hear this and they call Nicole's mom, aka Miss Anderson, my old preschool teacher who owns the house and who didn't know that her daughter was throwing a party. So Miss Anderson finds out about this and races back in her car from her boyfriend's house to her house and walks in the house screaming like, who are you kids? Get the fuck out of my house, you imbeciles, you delinquents, get out of my house. And I see this and I'm like, yo, this is not the Miss Anderson I remember. Like, she used to call me spiffy and that I looked handsome. Now she's screaming at everybody in this house to get out. I mean, rightfully so, but shit, she called us imbeciles and delinquents. Now, not everybody wasn't listening. I went out on the porch and was waiting for a friend to come pick me up because I didn't want to disrespect my friend's mom, aka my old preschool teacher. And a few other people did as well. They came out and waited on the porch with me. So not everybody wasn't listening, but probably 90% of the people in there weren't leaving because her mom was like screaming insults at them. And I'm like, wow, like this lady's kind of going crazy right now. And then when I thought things couldn't get any worse, I hear someone scream, oh my God, dip, 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 she has a knife. And I'm like, wait, what? And I see people flooding out of the front door and the side door and people running around from the back. So I opened the front door to see her in the kitchen, looking through like the kitchen little like cutout window thing into the living room, waving a knife in the air going, everybody get out of my house now. And I hear Nicole, her daughter, screaming at her going, Mom, stop it, they're leaving. And that's when I shut the door and ran away as fast as I could off their property. Because, like, I'm not going to stand in her yard or anywhere near her yard because she was angry and had a kitchen knife. So, yeah, I just waited on the other side of the street on the sidewalk. And my friend came and picked me up and I told him the whole story. And he's like, what the hell? That was your old preschool teacher that did that? I'm like, yeah. Like, in my head, all I can see is her in my old preschool days, like, with her name tag on and, like, dressed up like a teacher and, like, pointing to the chalkboard and, like, showing us how to finger paint and stuff. But now all I can think about is her holding a knife at the chalkboard. Like, I can't get that image out of my mind. And my friend was like, well, man, I'm glad you left because I wouldn't want your cause of death to be preschool teacher. And I was like, thanks, man, me too. And he took me home. We hung out at my house for a little bit. And it was a pretty normal night after that. I was texting Nicole later that night, and she was like, yeah, I'm sorry about that earlier. Like, my mom would never hurt anybody. She was just trying to make a point and scare people. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably not the way to handle things, especially when you're a teacher. She was like, yeah, I don't know what got into her, but everyone's safe. She would never hurt anybody. No one got hurt. I'm like, well, that's good. I hope she doesn't do that again. And she was like, yeah, me too. I'm sorry again. I'm like, no, it's fine. But yeah, in the end, everyone was safe. Moral of the story is, you probably shouldn't throw ginormous house parties if your parents are capable of getting really, really angry like that. And be careful about what parties you go to, because you never know when an angry preschool teacher might show up. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Please leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.
I can't play the sidelines, really sing these flaws of mine. Tea leaves help my thoughts align. I need to let go. Open doors like suicide, keeping me from living life. Tea leaves help my thoughts align. Think I'm too close to you.